You're watching another Supercharged Masterclass with Jordan Samuel Fleming. Your opportunity to learn the ins and outs of Podio design and development from one of the top Podio partners in the world.
Hey everybody, it's Jordan Fleming with another Supercharged Masterclass. Today I'm going to dive into something you're probably going to want to use in a lot of your apps, where particularly sales ones or ones where you're tracking performance or a process of some kind, and that is date and time stamping a process step on the item so that you can track when each kind of part of the process was completed. Now you can get very complex with this. Start times, end times, start date, end dates, do a lot of things. In this example, I'm going to make it very, very simple and show you how we can use a simple category field to move ourselves through a process. And each time we move through the process, we are going to date and timestamp when we've clicked that process button so that we have it locked in there. Very simple thing to do. You can make it very complex to suit your needs, but I'm going to show you in Podio right now. Let's dive in. Okay, here we are in Podio, in my sort of demo Scratch workspace, and I've got this test app here, and if we take a look at it, there's a couple things I want to show you on this. First of all, we've got this process, right? So let me create a brand new item here, and I'm going to say, it's a test app, I'm going to say it is Supercharged Podcast is the person, and I'm going to go ahead and save. Right away, I've got a flow on here, as you can see on the right, which is going to start the process to set it to waiting to start, and it's going to put in those two core fields that I recommend you put in every app. Check that other video out. And there's a couple hidden fields here. So if I just open up at the bottom, you can see that there's some hidden if empty fields. Now, hidden if empty fields are a really good way of keeping your app clean and only showing them when there's data in them. And it works particularly well for this type of flow, because what we've got is we've got a process that has a start, middle, and end. And we've got date and time started, date and time middle, date and time end, right? So essentially, we want to know that when we click start, we want to embed that date and time of when we did it to this field. When we click middle, we want to embed it to this field, and end to this field. So if I go back and I just reload this item, they should be hidden. Now, if I click start, okay, hands up, who's using Podio for real estate and they don't want more leads? Nobody. You want more leads closed? Well, check out Smartphone for Podio, the only phone system fully built for Citrix Podio. With an fully integrated power dialer and our amazing mobile apps, it means wherever you are, you can make more calls, log to Podio, send more texts, log to Podio, and close more deals, all logged to your Podio CRM. Click the link. Check it out. It should have, if I refresh the screen, there you go. So I clicked start. You can see here, it automatically by workflow, it filled in the date and time of when I did this. Fantastic. And it also, now that I've refreshed the screen, it is showing that hidden field because there's data in it, right? And if I go to middle, it's going to do the exact same thing. It is going to put the middle data in there. There you go, 1406, and it is now showing that field. So how does this all work? Well, I'm going to pop over to Citrix PWA and take a look at this particular flow. So it's an on-update flow, which you'll be familiar with by now. So an on-update flow where the filter is, okay, this is going to run when the item is updated and when the field process, this one, is changed. But I'm not doing the different the modifier, which I've done in a bunch of the flows that I've shown you so far, where I say the value up here. Instead, I'm doing some if statements. And this is a really, this is the way I tend to write all my flows, because it just allows you to do one flow for many variables. And you can get quite complex and do nested if statements, if this, and if this, and if this, do it. So it can get quite complex. But in this case, it's very simple. I'm simply saying, hey, if this item is updated and the field process has changed, I'm going to look at some if statements. If that field process now equals to start, do this. If it now equals to middle, do this. and we're going to show you how to fill in the last one, which is end. So how does that actually work? Well, first of all, I'm going to say, okay, if, and I'm going to grab the token for that field, which was process, right? Boom. So if that field, we know we're working on this. Now I want it to equal to something. So I'm saying if the field is equal to this, I want you to do this thing. And equal in the GlobalFlow markdown language is 2 equal signs. So that means equal. Does not equal, for your future reference, is exclamation mark equal. That is does not equal. In this case, we want it to equal. So the test process, that's the field, equals space, open quotes, because we're going to put a value in. And the last value here is capital END. You got to pay attention and not have any spelling mistakes or extra spaces and all anything like that. So END, boom, right? And this should now read false because on the item that we're looking at, it doesn't on the most recent item. And that's great. Now, but we have this if and then end if statement. And now we need something to go in the middle, which is, well, what do we want to do? So I'm going to add in another block to the middle, and I'm going to do a update. So item update block. So you can see here, if test process equals to start, update that specific start field with the current date and time. If it's middle, do it to the middle. And now finally, if it's end, I'm going to make it a hook event as usual, and I'm going to say, do the date and time of end with a value equals to current date and time. That's all it needs. So it's that simple, but it's a really nice kind of, this is a good demonstration of both the if and end if statements. So being able to have, rather than building 3 flows that says, okay, if process is changed and process equals start, do this, let's build another flow. Instead, I can just go, hey man, if the process field has changed, whatever the value, I've got my options here. I do, if it's this, do this and end. If it's that, do that and end. And the system will then verify which of these if statements is correct. Very simple flow. I'm going to save. And now that we've finished the end one, I should be able to come back here and click end, which previously had nothing in that flow. So I wanted to show you how to do it. And I'll refresh the page. And oh, something hasn't worked. Let's take a look. That doesn't usually happen. Oh, what did I say? Check your... Oh, what a great thing on the masterclass. I'm not re-recording this. That's brilliant. It didn't work. Why didn't it work? It didn't work because I didn't check that it was identical. Did I? No, I didn't. I had capitals. Let's save it again. And now, unfortunately, I'm going to just knock this off so there's nothing. And I'm going to try it again. And refresh. Woo! I still get my GlobalFlow jacket, my Citrix PWA jacket. But what a great example of how careful you have to be. Here I am doing a video for you guys, and I did something as simple as not check my caps lock was on. And that is why that didn't work. How, frustrating, but brilliant. That's why you have to pay attention to doing it. So it's a very simple process, a very simple thing I've demonstrated, but also a really powerful one. So here I've just date and time stamped some key things that happen on this item, and I can do it in the background. And if I don't want anyone to ever see it, I can hide those fields. So rather than just hidden with empty, I'm going to go ahead and say the date and time of end is always hidden, right? And now I can't see it, but the data's there, which means that nobody can accidentally alter it. I'll do some other masterclass videos on that. But I hope you found that useful. As I say, I use that kind of flow all the time, being able to date and timestamp something. It also showed you the if statements and how easy it is to apply them, and showed you where you may want to use the hidden if empty versus the hidden all the time. Some good hidden tips on that as well. I hope you liked it. If you like, dislike, disagree, you want me to talk about anything in particular, do drop a comment here on the website or on the YouTube channel. While you're there, do hit the subscribe button to make sure that you get notified whenever I do brand new videos. And of course, head over to whatever podcast platform you use, find Supercharged and have it a like, give it a rating, listen to it, come on as a guest, help us spread the gospel of Podio. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching this Supercharged Masterclass with Jordan Samuel Fleming, CEO of Smartphone. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel to be notified of new podcast episodes, Podio Masterclasses, and in-depth Podio extension reviews.